Hello, lovelies, and welcome to another edition of Hold My Coffee 2021 from the hospital. But at least the view is really nice. Well, it's May, and it has not started out the way I would want it. We're still in the hospital with the bunny. She's still having migraines, day 17. So my May Hold My Coffee 2021 vlog will be from here. The bright side is that the coffee shop here has an amazing coffee. This is my cappuccino this morning. The coffee brewer is a local Colorado Springs coffee roaster called Hold Fast Coffee. And I will try to put the link in, but I will definitely pause for a few moments to let you have a real quick look at their menu. Okay, I'm back. I had to run off for a few minutes, so more like an hour and a half. But so, Hold My Coffee is a local Colorado Springs coffee roaster. They buy coffee from all over the world. As you can see, they've got a pretty diverse menu. I have been having the espresso coffee and the cold brew, and it's really good. It's some of the best roasted coffee I've ever had. So I will put their links below. In May in Colorado, we tend to support local business, and so Hold Fast Coffee is definitely the local business I'm supporting this month because I would be dying without their coffees. I got all of my words in for my Camp Nano. I'm halfway through finishing the Servant of the Sun. We've got about half of the book left. And I'm glad I already had the upload prepared for the Fire Burning Within. So it's already ready. Everything's online. We're ready to go live on the 10th. The links will be below to everything, and so I'm going to read an excerpt. And let's see, where's that? Okay, there it is. Okay, this is from The Flame Burning Within. The first week of school was always the best. Lan Tian was almost giddy when she made it to 6th hour, an advanced computer elective. Travis grinned at her and pulled out the seat next to him. She sat down happily and squeezed his arm. How are you? I'm really good. I missed you all summer. I have so much news. I got a boyfriend. He's so dreamy. Travis giggled, almost like Maylee. Then he hugged her neck. Lantine almost laughed with him when Mr. Harris cleared his throat. This is a PDA-free zone. Travis, please unhand your bestie until you leave school grounds. They were glad to be back together, but neither noticed Donnie's friend in the back of the room taking pictures of them on a phone. Travis wasn't in class the next day, or the next. Lan Tian wasn't worried, because she understood why he would want to stay home. It was Lindsay's birthday. He and his sister had been remarkably close, but it made her feel feel more lonely than usual. Finally, on Thursday, his car was parked in its assigned space when she arrived with Maylie. She almost went looking for him. After lunch, Lantian grabbed a cup of hot water and dropped in the bag of tea she brought from home. Tea was $1 from the lunchroom, but hot water was free. It was just another way she saved money. Lantian went straight to Mr. Harris's class. As she worked on history homework, she munched on her leftover quesadilla. Since she cooked, she always made at least 2 extra servings, one for her father to take to work, and one for her to bring to school, unless she was making dim sum dumplings from her grandmother's recipe. Then she always made enough for her family to eat on for 2 days. Students began to file in, but Travis wasn't with them. Class began, and Lantian looked around, confused. He was never late for class. Toward the end of class, he went up to ask a question and peeked at Mr. Harris's grading sheet. Travis's name was colored red. His mother took him out this morning. I'm sorry. I know he was your friend. She nodded. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Lantian, my friend at Caltech, said your final acceptance letter was never responded to. You need to call them today. Her teacher had gotten her an interview after her application was accepted, but she never saw the letter. Instantly, she knew her mother had gotten rid of her acceptance letter to one of the best schools in the state. Do you have the number? I think my mother must have misplaced it, she asked hopefully. Your mother doesn't approve of you going to college, does she? He asked as he opened a file, then wrote a number on a post-it note. No, Mr. Harris. She's very traditional. I'm supposed to get married after graduation. It's all arranged, Lantian explained quietly. You could be anything you want in the computer industry, Lantian. Neither you nor Travis needed my class, he said, revealing he knew their secret. But I'm glad you take it. She took the number and went back to her desk. As she looked around, she noticed for the first time that one of Donnie's entourage was sitting 2 rows behind her seat. As class let out, the other senior snatched the number. What's this, Lantian? Are you banging the teacher and the gay guy? He sneered. Mr. Perez, please give Miss Gallo her postie back so she can call and reserve her place in Caltech's computer technology program. You should be grateful to be in the same class as her, because the closest you'll ever get to going to that college is by delivering pizza there. Mr. Harris announced loudly enough the whole class could hear. Several people started snickering, and Ferdinand Perez's face turned an angry red. Besides, Ferdy, you wouldn't want your buddy, my boyfriend, to think it's your number, Lantian purred as she picked up her things. Perez retorted in a low voice. Whatever, whore. Like Donnie would care. He said you'd do anyone he told you to. Maybe I'll ask him for a loaner. Lantian narrowed her eyes, but inside she was terrified Donnie would really force her to be with his sick friends. So she bluffed. Go ahead, and I'll hack the IRS and get your parents' repair businesses audited for every year for the rest of their lives. Then I'll hack the FBI database and put you and your brother's names as not-so-confidential informants. And what do you think Uncle Leo's mafia friends will think of that? You bitch! Perez looked as terrified as she felt, so she made herself smile at him and walked out of class as she mocked him. That's me, 100% biatch, and don't forget it. When she got home, there was an encoded email from Travis. His mother saw 2 of Donnie's friends, threatening him at his work on Monday evening. Her fear of losing her only remaining child resulted in her pulling him out of school and moving them to her brother's up the coast. The grieving mother thought his classmates were harassing him because of his sexuality. He apologized to Lantienne for leaving her. Lantienne understood, but she cried. Now she was completely alone. 4 months later, it was a perfect late autumn afternoon in the hills above San Francisco. Christina and Salvador Rossi did not come to high school Thursday because of their birthday. Pietro Jr., or Pete as he insisted everyone call him, rode with their mother. Tamil picked him up from school early and took him to get new clothes and a haircut before the party. So it was just Lantienne and Maylie riding in Lantienne's older Volvo to the party. Lantienne, can we leave early? I have a book report to finish for school tomorrow, Maylie complained. Her older sister's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Her tone was waspish. We will stay as long as Mama expects us to stay. Heaven forbid we embarrass her or Papa in front of the Rossi family. Oh, are you and your boyfriend fighting again? Maylie teased. Donatello is not my boyfriend, Lantienne shouted. Then she sobbed once, and a tear ran down her face. In a quiet, breathy whisper, she added, I hate him. Okay then. You don't have to bite my head off. Maylie huffed and looked out the window. Lantienne pulled onto the shoulder of the curved hillside road. She grabbed her sister by the arms and shook her twice as she spoke. Maylie, I want you to stay away from Donatello. Never be alone with him, or Salvatore either. They can't be trusted. Not when their dad works for the mafia. That whole family is evil. They are not. Salvatore and Christina are my best friends, and Uncle Leo loves us, Maylie argued. Maylie, the Rossi family are not the people you think they are. The sound of a car horn made Lantienne glance at the mirror. Out the back window, she spat a curse word, then pulled out. Hey, that was Donnie. Maylie twisted in her seat as Lantienne drove hastily away. Don't call him that. He just wants to be called Donnie because it makes him he thinks it makes him sound more gangster-like. His name is Donatello. She turned into the drive. The gate was open to the large villa-style mansion belonging to the Rossi family. It was decked out with balloons and streamers in every tree, and flowers around the fountain and along the porch. Lantienne caught Maylie's arm as she opened the door. Remember what I said. They can't be trusted. Lantienne's eyes were shining and terrified, as if she wanted to cry and was fighting it. You're scaring me, big sister. Maylie had never seen her calm, collected sister so emotional. I just love you so much, and I never want anything bad to happen to you. Lantienne reached up and touched the jade turtle pendant around her sister's neck, identical to the one she wore. Apo made me promise to protect you from Mama in the old ways, and I promise I will. I think that's a good place to stop. And, well, they have a long way ahead of them. A very terrifying. Oh, there goes the helicopter again. Sorry, from where the hospital room is, we can see the helicopter pad on the other side of the building. When the helicopter takes off or lands, we see it every time. It's this helicopter. Well, that's all I have for Hold Your Coffee, May 2021. And I hope you enjoyed the new book that's coming out. It's been an interesting start of the month. All the links are below. Find me as PenumbraMine on Inkitt, as MM Ward on Vella and for Amazon Kindle and KDP. And I hope you have a blessed and lovely Mother's Day weekend. Bye.